Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, in today's tutorial I'm going to take you along how to make a corset without a bra cup. It has yoke both at the front and at the back, and you can see that it's looking so nice. So at the waistline for the front is having a basque line. So if you're ready guys, don't forget to subscribe, like. If you have any question as we go by, please do want to drop it in the comment section. And if you're ready guys, let's just get into the video. So the first thing to do is to go ahead and draft out a basic block for the front and for the back. So starting from the shoulder to all the way to the hem of where you want the dress to get to. So the first measurement we are going to be marking out is the separation between the two cups of the corset. And for us to mark that out, we're using about 1/4 inches. So go ahead and mark out 1/4 inches. Go ahead and take the shoulder to the nipple measurement. For this is 9. Then the shoulder to the underbust. For this is 12 inches. Then we rule it out. From the center front, go ahead and mark the nipple to nipple measurement. For this is about 7 inches divided by 2, we have 3.5. Then we go ahead and mark it all the way to the chest line and to the half length. Next thing for us to do, we'll take our compass, we place it directly at the nipple to nipple region like this. Then we extend the compass and make sure that it's getting to the underbust. Then having done that, go ahead and draw a circle around it. So this circle in which we draw out is going to serve as a guide for us to be able to draw out the cup. We go ahead and contour the underbust. At the underbust, take 1 inches from both sides. Place the tape rule like this. Then go upward with about 2 inches starting from the underbust and connect the points together to contour the upper bust. And for us to do that, directly at where the circle starts here, we'll take away about 1/4 inches on both sides. Starting from the nipple, go up with about 1/2 inches and we go ahead and connect the points together. Starting from the side in which the circle ends here, we go outward with about 1.5 inches. Go ahead and connect this point back into the circle. Directly under the armhole, go down with about 1/2 inches. Okay, we extend this curve all the way to the mark out point and connect the point here back to this place. And for us to do that, we are going to assume as if we want to close the dart here. So having assumed to close the dart, we go ahead and draw the star line. Then we open up the dart. The center front here, the cup is not going to extend to the 1 inch part between the cup. So for us to control that, you can just easily use our hand to redraw how the cup will go. To go like this, just like the way I'm tracing it out. So you're just going to go ahead and erase this off. The next thing to determine is how deep you want the yoke to go. So for this, we'll be using about 8 inches. We go ahead and mark out the 8 inches like this. The yoke is going to be extending all the way to the center front. Then we go ahead and connect it back to the circle. So starting from this place, all the way to the upper part of the circle, down to this side, and coming back towards this place is going to be our yoke. We go ahead and get the midpoint of the shoulder. For this is about 2 inches. We mark out the 2 inches. We connect our nipple to nipple measurement back to the center of the shoulder slope. Having done that, we'll go ahead and place a dart like this. Go ahead and connect this center of our shoulder slope. We connect it back to the first dart leg here like this. Then also at the second dart leg, we'll go ahead and connect it. So we are also going to be cutting out this side for the yoke. It's going to be like a dart. The next thing to do is to mark out where the basque will be ending. It's usually advised that you go down with about 4 inches starting from the half length. So for this is about 15 inches plus 4 inches, that will be about 19 inches. So the basque line is going to be ending about 4 inches below the half length. For us to extend the dart leg from the under bust all the way to the basque line, from the nipple to nipple region, take about 1/4 inches on both sides. We connect it back to the under bust contouring. For us to draw the star line of the basque, for us to draw the basque tie line, we are going to assume as if we want to close the dart. We close the dart like this from the center front, then we can just go ahead and draw the V star line for the basque. We'll go ahead and open up the dart. So the next thing for us to do is to go ahead and confirm the measurement, increase the measurement because the dart would have already taken a lot out of the measurement. Then having done that, we'll go ahead and cut it out. We are going to go ahead and close the shoulder dart for the yoke. So while trying to close the dart, I noticed that it was no longer balanced, so I had to add extra pattern paper under. That's because we cut it out on a circle. So for us to make this place balanced, we can just easily use our pencil to draw back the curve. And having done that, we'll cut this place out. So the last thing we'll be cutting out is the shoulder slope. So the dart has already made the shoulder slope shifted. We just go ahead and redraw the shoulder slope. We cut it out. The center front is going to be a cut on fold and it's cut times 2. While all this is going to be a cut times 4. The yoke is going to be a cut on fold and is a cut times 2 as well. The side front is a cut times 4. So for the lower part, I had already used a tape to glue back where the dart ends here. So we'll be cutting this out without a dart. So here is the block for the back, and for the back, for us to get the yoke from the shoulder line, we'll go down with about 8 inches for the yoke. Starting from the shoulder here, we just go ahead and draw like a V star line. So the next line for the back is going to be a V star line. So it's going to be ending somewhere here, and the next thing for us to do is to cut it out. So having drafted all the patterns, the next thing to do is to cut the main fabrics. So I placed the patterns of the cup on the fabrics. I added extra seam, then cut them out. Remember, it's a cut times 4. So I also pinned the center front and side front, then I cut it out and I added extra seam. So for the yoke is going to be a net. I placed the patterns and I cut it out with seam to stitch it to the main fabrics. So I cut the lower part of the front bodies, the lower part of the back bodies, all with the drafted pattern. And for the sleeve, I just had to I freehand a basic sleeve, a long sleeve, and I cut it out. The back yoke is also a net. I placed the pattern and I cut it out. So I will be cutting out, I cut out about 4 pieces for that. For the front, it was 2. So I'll be using the net to turn over each other, to turn the neckline of each other. I cut out the lining for the main fabrics of the lower bodies as well. Then finally I cut out a white piece which should be cut out for the strap. So I'm going to later cut this out for the strap. So for the cup, I've gone ahead to fuse it. I used an interfacing and I used about 3 to 4 layers. So if possible, you can use more than this. This is basically because it's going to make the cup come out very well. Remember that we are not putting a bra cup. So for the side, I mean the white fabrics, I used 2 layers of interfacing. The fabrics itself is very durable. So I will be doubling the breast pad. So I cut out about 4 for both sides, 2 for one panel of the bustier, and the other 2 for the remaining. So for the 2 cup, I'll be using about 4 in total. So I'm just going to arrange the cups well. Please do this to avoid placing them on the wrong side. Just take your time to arrange them well. So first, I'm going to stitch the breast part with the main fabrics of the cup, just a very tiny stitch, and this is just to secure it. So the breast part is not going to get to the upper side of the main fabrics of the cup. That is because we are still going to place a yoke and we need it to be well relaxed. So I just stitch. So I'm just going to go ahead to stitch both sides of the cup together, I mean both the cups. So after stitching them, I'm going to give it a nice press to make the stitch parts relaxed well. So for the lining of the cup, I stitch it the same way I stitch the main fabrics, but for the lining I added boning to it across the seam, and I also added two horizontally. So that is just to make the lining more durable, and it's going to make the cup have a nice fit. So for the fabrics that will be housing the cup, I joined the three panels together. Then I went ahead to stitch the boning rack, that is where the boning is going to pass through. So you may choose any style you want for this, but I just decided to use about three. I folded it, then I run a direct stitch on it. So after doing that, I sized the boning and make sure that it's smaller to the rack so it cannot pull outside. So I make sure that the boning was sitting well. I measured it and I put in the boning inside it. Then having done that, I joined the cup starting from the center. I joined it all around. I launched some parts after joining it, and I trim out the excesses at the side. So this is basically just how the front looks like. It's coming out so nice. So the same thing we did for these main fabrics, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing for the lining as well. So just the same way we stitch the main fabrics, also for the lining I've also done the same thing, but for the lining I added boning. I just sew it directly at this three side. I added the boning and I sew it directly, and this is how the lining looks like. So for the yoke, I've used one net to turn the neckline of the other net, and this is how it looks like. And I turned it to the other side, then I just ran a direct stitch at the end to secure the both nets together to attach the yoke to the main fabrics. Then after doing that, we use the lining to turn in everything, just like the way it's appearing by the camera. The lining like this, we'll place the yoke to face the main fabrics. Then having done that, we'll make it close together like this. Then we go ahead to stitch the upper side together, and we stitch the side seam as well. So the next thing for us to do is to attach the upper part with the lower part of the front. For that, I've already used a lining to turn the lower part. I'm just going to go ahead and join the upper part with the lower part. So the next thing we're going to do for the back, I've already fixed the yoke and I've turned the lining, and also I've fixed the zip. So is to go ahead and join the shoulder, then take the side measurement for the dress. So the last thing we'll be doing is just to go ahead and fix the sleeve all around the armhole, and we are done.